Today, we're talking about teeth, and I've got a lot to say. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Today, we're talking about teeth. I've got a lot I want to talk about, and I think you're going to find it interesting. If you're new here, welcome in. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave, and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to sign up for my Sunday morning email newsletter. The link is in the description box down below. Every Sunday morning, I send out a very short, very sweet, very free email newsletter featuring all the cool things I found throughout the week, whether it's a great sale you might have missed or a good piece of information or a recipe you absolutely have to try. It all goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter, and I'll tell you what, it is the most popular thing about my channel. Every Sunday morning, thousands of women sit down with their cup of coffee to read the Sunday morning email newsletter. It's a little bit of a tradition. Super easy to sign up. You just click the link in the description box down below. Super free, super fun. I think you're going to love it. Well, as I mentioned, today it's all about teeth. And I've got a lot to say because I've had a little bit of a teeth journey in the last several months. So I want to start with some information that has just come out from the NIH, the National Institute for Health, which is now stating that fluoride does lower IQ. Now, there's a lot of people who have been on the anti-fluoride bandwagon for quite a while, and I think for them this was kind of an affirmation that what they'd been talking about really did have some validity. I have not been a fan of fluoride for a long time because I did my research and found out that probably the purposes behind the fluoride in our water weren't what we thought they were. So I have been really working to get the fluoride out of my life. Now, I did talk with one gal who said that we don't even want to have fluoride in the house water at all. You don't want to shower with it. You don't want to cook with it. That probably is a good piece of information, but I don't know right now if you have fluoride in the water system where you're living, how are you going to do that? Or what type of filter would filter out the fluoride? I know someone watching right now is going to know the answer to that. So go ahead and leave a comment down below so we can learn from you. If there is a filter that you're aware of that will filter out the fluoride if your city or water resource is still putting fluoride in the water. My teeth journey really started about 6 or 7 months ago, and this is what happened. I got braces when I was in my early 50s. Yes, I did. In my early 50s. And you know, at the time I thought, oh my gosh, I am so old to be getting braces. But now that I look back, I think, oh my gosh, you were so young, because of course I'm 60, almost 68 now. So early 50s sounds really young to me. The bottom line for me is that even though I was older when I got my braces, I am so glad I did it. But here's what has happened over the years. I lost touch with that orthodontist. It was like 19 cities ago. And I lost my retainers that kept my teeth kind of straightened to where they were when I got my braces off. My teeth have continued to move, kind of wanting to go back to what they were prior to me having the braces. It's not nearly as bad, but I can see the direction that they're going. What I did, because I didn't really have a resource locally, I went ahead and signed up for one of those online companies that does the Invisalign style teeth correctors. You know, they're the clear plastic trays that are molded to your teeth and they move your teeth slowly over time. It is a whole online thing, but you do work with dentists and orthodontists through the process. You send in pictures and that sort of thing. So you're not just, you know, it's not the Wild West. You're actually working with a team. They're just not, you know, in person. It's all online. Here's what happened for me. I started seeing my gums receding, and that really kind of freaked me out because I'd always had really healthy gums. My teeth have always been really healthy, and to see my gums receding was a concern to me. So long story short, I stopped using those corrective trays to straighten out my teeth because I thought it was really contributing to my gum gum loss. Then I implemented a new way of working with my teeth because I wanted it to be a real healthful process. I am becoming more and more aware, and I'm sure that you are too, about all the hidden chemicals and additives in our food, in our beauty products, and everything. And I wanted to make sure that something that was going to go into my mouth was really, really clean. And of course, we want our teeth to be whiter, particularly as we grow older. Now, I drink 2 cups of coffee every single morning. I'm not going to give up my coffee just for white teeth. I don't think life would be, nearly as much fun in the mornings without my morning coffee. What I used to use, and this was recommended to me by a girlfriend, is this little, it's a little tube and it has a little brush on the end, and you brush that on your teeth and you leave it on for a few minutes and then you rinse it off. This does work, and you can get these right off of Amazon. However, I started being concerned about what was actually in this. So I poked around and I looked around, and I've come up with a process for not only cleaning my teeth, but I can tell you my gums are so much better now. It really kind of corrected my receding gums, and I think my teeth are nice and white, particularly for someone who's almost 70 years old that drinks coffee every single day. Now, before I share what my process is, I want to let you know there is lots of drama and a lot of stuff online about different ways to keep your teeth white and to keep your teeth clean and to deal with receding gums. One video will say one thing, one video will say another thing. What I can tell you before I share what I'm doing is that this is what has worked for me. It's worked really, really well. It's super affordable and it's super non-toxic. However, I really suggest that you look around at the different videos and the different opinions, because this is just what has worked for me. I want to make sure that I'm not giving you information that's not going to work for you. So I'll walk through what I'm doing. I'm super happy with it. I'm super, super pleased with the results. And I like the fact that it's completely non-toxic. The first thing I did was find a good recipe for a mouthwash. I love the feeling of mouthwash. I just do. And sometimes I'll rinse my mouth with mouthwash a couple of times during the day just because it seems to freshen up my mouth and my teeth and that sort of thing. I became concerned about what's in all the mouthwashes in the store, so I discovered a DIY at-home recipe that I've been using and I absolutely love. This is a little mixture that I put together, and it is distilled water, baking soda, tea tree oil, and peppermint oil. And the ingredient that I really want to shout out about this particular mixture, and I'll have this listed down below and I'll have the recipe listed down below, but the ingredient that I want to shout out is the tea tree oil. If you're not familiar with the antimicrobial properties of tea tree oil, you're going to want to be. This really does a job on bacteria. So this part of the recipe is really, really important. And to be honest with you, I will list the recipe that I found online down below, but I actually put in a few more drops of the tea tree oil just because I know what a good job it does on bacteria. Another part of the recipe is peppermint oil, and this is what gives it that kind of fresh, minty taste. So these two ingredients in this little at-home DIY mouthwash mixture have been really, really wonderful for me, and I love, love, love this formula. Now, one thing I want to tell you is that the container that you put this in is important, and I'll tell you why. Because that baking soda never actually totally dissolves, you want to make sure that the lid that you're using is not a metal lid. When I first started making this mixture, I would put it in a mason jar with one of those metal lids. Well, that baking soda would get in that threading of the top of that jar, and when you screwed that metal lid on, it was like fingernails on a blackboard for me. I just really couldn't take it. So I found this little jar that I had in the cupboard with a plastic lid on it, and this this really does work fine. What I think would be probably the optimum solution is to get one of those little vinegar jars that has a cork on the top and use that cork. I just think that would be the perfect solution, but this is what I have and this is what I'm using right now. So this is my DIY mouthwash, and I use this before I brush my teeth because I want to get that tea tree oil all around my mouth, all up into my gums and on my tongue and everything. So this is the first step. The second step is that I wet my toothbrush underneath the faucet. That's what I do to get the bristles wet. And then I spray the bristles with hydrogen peroxide. And this is a little spray bottle from my Haielle collection of hair care products. I hate to throw away any good spray bottles, so I just rinse this out really good. And this is what I use for my hydrogen peroxide. And I'll take this and I'll just spritz the bristles of that brush with the hydrogen peroxide. Now, there is a lot of drama back and forth on YouTube about the use of hydrogen peroxide. The bottom line is that any product that you use to whiten your teeth is going to have a form of hydrogen peroxide in it. That is an active ingredient. You don't want to get a lot of hydrogen peroxide into your mouth because not only does it kill the good bacteria, but it can also kill the bad bacteria. And we all know that really, really good health starts in your gut. So you want to make sure that that good bacteria in your gut doesn't get taken out by a lot of hydrogen peroxide. That's why I wet the bristles of my toothbrush first. And this is a Sonicare. Studies have shown that these electric toothbrushes really, really do a much better job on your teeth than just a normal one. I love this one. But if you order one of these, here's a little tip. Make sure you order extra little toppers, the little bristle part, because you're going to run out or you're going to want a new one and you're not going to have it. So just to have them in back stock, it just makes it so much handier. So I spritz my bristles with the hydrogen peroxide, and I just have a really big container of it and I keep it around the house. It's just a handy thing to have. And then I dip my bristles of my toothbrush into none other than baking soda. And that's what I use to brush my teeth. So I have wet bristles spritzed with hydrogen peroxide. I pounce it into the baking soda, and then that's what I use to brush my teeth. And I'll tell you what, I am so happy with the results of this routine. Sometimes when I'm done brushing my teeth, I will rinse again with the mouthwash just because I like that feeling, and I know everything in here is really, really good for my teeth and for my gums. Now you're probably wondering, Kimberly, what have you seen? What results have you seen since you've started this routine? And I'll tell you, it's been like 5 or 6 months now. What I can tell you is that my teeth are nice and white, particularly for my age and for my personal habits, you know, the coffee drinking. Second, my gums are coming back again. They're not quite as receding as they were. They're getting plumper and healthier, and I'm not really embarrassed now about my lack of gums in my smile. It really has improved my smile. In addition, I feel like my teeth are super healthy and I don't have to worry about any toxic ingredients that I'm putting in my mouth every single day. One thing I can say is there are a few companies that do a tea tree oil mouthwash. My concern is that one of them that I looked up that's a fairly popular company has polysorbate 80 in it, which I don't think you want in your mouth. I don't want any unknown chemicals or additives in my mouth, particularly when I'm brushing my teeth. So I'm really, really happy with this at-home DIY mixture. My teeth are healthy. My gums are looking so much better, which I'm thrilled about, and I'm liking the whiteness of my teeth as well, and I don't have to worry about any toxic ingredients in my routine. So that's my teeth routine, and I wanted to share it with you because I know as we grow older, keeping our teeth is primary, and then keeping our teeth and our gums in good shape is really, really important, at least to me, because I think a beautiful smile is one of the best things that you can wear. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this little teeth whitening, teeth cleaning, gum restoring process. I hope you found it fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.